Just move this around. Perfect. All right, so there is Justin and Becky. Hello, Justin and Becky. Welcome to the webinar, guys. Guys, to the very bottom left, you'll see the chat box. Our mic doesn't work, I guess. No, we could hear some background from y'all, Justin and Becky. So no worries. But can you hear us? Because I see Deanne and David. Welcome, Deanne and David. So can everybody see the chat box? Say hello on the left-hand bottom where it says chat box. See, Deanne and David say we can hear just fine. Just want to make sure everybody can hear us. So I know Bronson can hear us. David, Bronson can hear us. Brian Johnson can hear us. Deanne and David can hear us. And Justin and Becky can hear us. Perfect. All right, guys. So we'll give everybody about 60 more seconds, and then we'll get it started because I think we have some people out of San Antonio and El Paso coming in. At 10:06, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Max Garza III. I'm the CEO of Shop My Kilowatts and our solar division, which is Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue. Now, guys, just so you know, what makes us a little different than all the other solar companies out there is that every time we install, whether it's a residential or commercial solar installation, we donate $300 to a certified 501c3 nonprofit. Now, a lot of people will really enjoy the fact that once they do an install, the benefits obviously are the government are going to give them a 30% investment tax credit, and what happens is that's going to go against their tax liability. So not only will they have the benefit of that tax liability, but they will also be able to choose a 501c3 nonprofit that will make that $300 donation in their name to. As far as marketing, that provides some power for you because it literally allows more people to want to do business with you. All right. All right, guys. So we are now in Q&A mode, and let me just open up the screen. Okay. All right, guys. So whenever we get to a point where we're going to ask questions, does everybody see the part on your screen where it says that you can ask a question? And before I do this, let me make sure that everybody understands where that is. Okay, there we go. Let me get this Q&A. All right, guys. So if you look at the screen where it says Q&A, at the very end when we start taking questions, you'll be able to raise your hand, and what will happen is it will actually allow you to raise your hand. We'll give you the voice control, and you can ask a question. So can somebody hit the Q&A real quick so that we know that you understand that part? Bronson, can you hit the Q&A real quick so I can get this get off the screen? Okay. So let me bring Bronson out real quick so that I can get that screen. B,
Hello.
hit the question button real quick so that I can take it off the screen. I just want everybody to understand how to do the Q&A real quick.
You see it?
Okay. All right. So you see Bronson hit the Q&A. So now I would give Bronson, as an example, Bronson, ask a question real quick. Deanne and David.
Can you hear us?
Deanne, can you hear us? David, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear. So the reason why I wanted y'all to hit the Q&A or the question button is so that you can see, we'll give you the voice control, and then you can ask a question in the future once we are done with the presentation or we take a break in between. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, guys. All right, so here we go. Let me just maximize this for everybody. All right, guys. So this is day one training for new solar agents. Thank you very much for helping us with the webinar, because obviously sometimes people need to understand, this is Click Meeting is a newer uh, it's a newer platform online where we can do trainings globally. So the reason why we use these online webinars is because now you have the ability to learn how to share this information with people worldwide. So this is a picture of a community. If you look at this first picture, look at all those solar panels. But literally, guys, right now in Australia, there's a pilot program where not only are they integrating a lot of solar systems, but they're also integrating wall batteries. Now, wall batteries are similar to what you have in your car, right? So every time you turn your car on, it powers on because of the battery. In the future, we won't be so reliant on the grid. The reason why the government is giving so many incentives for people to purchase solar systems is because our national grid is so old. And because it's so old, it needs a lot of upgrades, and you see a lot of rolling blackouts. And so that's one of the main reasons why you see people incorporating solar so very much right now in 2016. And guys, if you got a little bit of background noise, just mute out your phone. B, if you is I know that you have the moderator code, so hit mute on your phone, B. All right, so this is day one training. This is Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue for the Texas market. Now, we are global, so the beautiful thing about that, guys, is we can help people globally with solar installation and training. Now, the reason why we say that is because solar is a language that is universal. Obviously the sun is free. It's free energy, right? So Nikki Lou's solar rescue mission in 2016 and beyond, the production of clean energy, giving back to our communities, and the creation of massive wealth for our basically our family members, because everybody that works with our program is going to be compensated very well. And then we have some programs for your children's education. We have some programs for luxury car bonuses. And the reason why we have this in place is because we want you to win massively in 2016. So let's begin with day one. Now, we do believe that real change only happens when people come together around big ideas. Whether you want to experience the freedom of solar energy yourself or join us in transforming lives around the world, we'd love to hear from you. It is already happening in other industries. The most popular media owner creates no content, which is Facebook. The most valuable retailer has no inventory, which is Alibaba. Now, the world's largest taxi company owns no taxis. Talking about Uber and Lyft. And obviously, a lot of you have been seeing commercials over the weekend for Airbnb. They're the world's largest room provider, and they own no hotels. Now, we've seen what Skype has done as far as disrupting telecom. It's the largest phone company. It owns no telco lines. Now, Nikki Solar Rescue will be the #1 fastest growing global solar sales team. We're too talented and hungry to fail, guys. All right. So this document right here, guys, we're going to transfer into a PDF. We had just gotten clearance to use this one today for today's webinar. So literally, when you get this document today in your email, it'll be in a PDF format. So let's ask the question, why go solar? Now, harnessing the free energy of the sun makes sense. Yes, that's right. The sun's energy is there for you to use freely. Solar panels can generate as much as 14,000 kilowatt hours of electricity each year. That's easily enough to provide power for all your needs. Read on and learn how you can make the most of the sun's precious free gift. Just ask yourself, do you need to reduce your monthly electric bill? Pride yourself on making wise investments. Want to take back control of your power expenditure from the giant money-hungry electric corporates, right? Seek to live in harmony with the planet Earth and enjoy being ahead of the technology curve. Obviously, everybody loves getting something for free. So before we get into any other training, guys, what I love to do is talk about the money for our solar consultants. Because at the end of the day, we are consultants. We're not selling anybody anything. The sun is free, right? We're just showing them how to maximize the return on investment for something that the government's giving you a 30% investment tax credit. Now, with our robust payout model, up to 80% of the revenue from solar upgrades goes to our solar consultants, managers, and directors. Solar consultants, managers, and directors will receive commissions equal to the following formula. Revenue received less taxes, lender points of applicable, less cost of goods sold of the contract value. So as an example here, guys, the revenue equals 30,000 amount financed by a residential homeowner. So the cost of goods sold is 26,000 defined below. So cost of goods sold are defined as all direct material and labor costs associated with the installation of the system. The panels, the inverters, the racking, the permits, the balance of system parts, and labor. Engineering, installation teams, project management, site design, and financing. Now, guys, the beautiful thing about our company is now all you have to do is worry about qualifying the consumer. We have project managers that will take over the entire process. They'll talk to the HOAs in the communities. Our engineers will go talk to the cities to get all the permitting. All you have to basically do is qualify people to see if they're credit worthy. And literally, guys, we right now we're closing about 85% of our deals when it comes to credit. So we have some private equity firms, we have banks, we have all kinds of different financing models because everybody wants to finance the system so they take advantage of the 30% investment tax credit. So they take advantage of the performance-based incentives, the PBIs, from the poles and wires companies. As an example, in Houston, the PBIs would come from CenterPoint. In Dallas, the PBIs would come from Encore. In South Texas, the performance-based incentives would come from AEP Central. And in the far north, you'll see AEP North Texas and Texas New Mexico Power to the west. So literally, guys, the cost of goods, they incorporate all these different moving parts we have. But at the end of the day, you have the ability to not have to worry about anything that's logistic. We want you to be good at what you do, which is connecting with people. So let's get to the next page. Okay. So now we're going to talk some numbers because people love numbers, right? So the commission payouts, guys. So a solar consultant commission, let's just say that somebody is a stay-at-home mom, maybe a teacher, maybe a police officer, somebody that has a existing job or is looking for employment, and they just kind of want to do this on a part-time basis. Well, we pay out more than any company on the market right now. You can do your research. Literally, Solar City will pay out between 250 and 750. Sunrun, they'll pay out about 300 to 600, and we are going to pay out. We start out at $2,000 for installation. That's financed, obviously. So here, the solar consulting commission is 2,000 for direct solar consultant sales. Now there is a $100 override for a supervisor position we just incorporated. There is a $200 override for a manager and a $400 override for a director. Now remember, $300 is donated to a registered 501c3 nonprofit. $250 goes to the scholarship fund for your kids of any Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue family. So basically, guys, if you have a child that is in high school or college, and maybe they need a scholarship, maybe they need to pay for books, literally, we're going to have a scholarship fund for everybody's kids. And then $300 of every installation is going to go into a new luxury car bonus. Now, $250 will go to the company marketing, and obviously $200 goes to the company investors. And that's for a entry-level solar consultant position. So let's talk about a solar supervisor, right? So now a solar supervisor is the first step into management. We are a brick and mortar company. We are not affiliate marketing. We are not direct sales, and we are not multi-level marketing. We're an actual brick and mortar company, but literally because we have this structure in place to allow you to learn and to have support, this will allow you to grow teams faster, not just in Texas, but nationwide. So the Solar Supervisor Commission is 2,100 for direct sales from the solar supervisor. 200 of that will be an override for the manager. So 2,100 for the supervisor, 200 for their manager, and 400 for their director. Now, we do a $300 donation, again, to a registered 501c3 nonprofit. We do put $250 into a scholarship fund for the kids of Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue families. And then also, we'll be putting in $300 into a new luxury car bonus that we have for, basically all our consultants. Anybody in management or that's a consultant can qualify for these scholarships and luxury car bonuses. And then obviously here, 250 goes to the company marketing and 200 goes to the company investors. Now, when we start getting into a solar manager's commissions is 2,250 for a direct solar manager sale. Now, 400 of that is an override for the director. Again, $300 of every installation will go into a registered 501c3 nonprofit, and 250 will go into a scholarship fund for kids of Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue family. 300 will go into that new luxury car bonus, which we want everybody rolling around in brand new cars, whether it's a Mercedes, a BMW, it's your choice, right? You can pick whatever car you want. And then 250 goes into the company marketing, and 250 goes to the company investors. Now, for those of you that are looking to become a director, our solar director commissions are $2,400 for direct solar sales from a director. $300 will be donated once more to a registered 501c3 nonprofit. And $300 obviously goes into our school tuition reimbursement fund for high school and college kids of Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue families. $300 goes into a new luxury car bonus. And on any director sales, $300 goes to the company marketing and $400 goes to the company investors. Now, Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue does not guarantee any income. If you do nothing, you will make nothing. Your success will depend on your work ethic and your talent, but just with a little bit of work, you've got plenty of support. You're going to have plenty of training. You're going to have plenty of educational tools and marketing tools. So there's no way you can not make money unless you just don't go out there and put this information for the eyeballs. And it's really that simple, guys. Literally, as long as you're putting information in front of people, you're going to win all day long. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, guys. So let's talk about the car bonus details, because obviously that's one thing that excites a lot of our newer consultants. So every employee with 50 solar deals in a calendar year qualifies for the luxury car bonus. Now, the luxury car bonus consists of a $3,000 bonus for a car down payment and a $500 a month. I mean, basically, you're getting $500 a month towards a car payment as long as you keep 5 solar deals every month, $1,000 a month towards a car payment for 10 solar deals every month, and $1,500 a month towards a car payment for 15 solar deals every month. So imagine, guys, just getting a minimum of 5, basically one a week, and you qualify for $1,000 a month car payment. Now, again, as soon as you hit 50 solar deals, boom, you qualify for that luxury car bonus. You get that $3,000 bonus, and then obviously, every month as you qualify, you can qualify for between $500 and $1,500 in car payments, which is awesome. Now, the one that a lot of people get excited about, because as you know, college is very expensive, and so is high school. Some of you go to different high schools, and it gets pretty expensive. So hold on. The the tuition program is pretty exciting because literally what's going to happen is you're going to be able to send your kid to the best high schools, the best colleges. And so every employee of Nikki Lou Solar Rescue that have children in high school, college, or if they themselves are in high school or college will qualify for the tuition reimbursement program every year. And all you have to do is keep a minimum of 3 solar deals a month. That's less than one a week, guys. And you qualify for that college tuition reimbursement. So, guys, all the money that's in the college tuition fund will be paid out every single month, every single year. Reason being is we value education, right? And we want your children to be educated, or if you have grandkids or whoever, right? As long as you're working for us and you're keeping a minimum of 3 solar deals a month, you can qualify to get money for a college scholarship, an invoice for books or tuition. Literally, it's very easy to qualify. So now, payments and commissions will occur on a weekly basis for the prior week's commissionable projects and are paid via wire ASW MasterCard to ASW MasterCard transfer or check payment the following Friday. 50% of the commission is due upon receipt of the first 50% of the finalized and accepted contract, and the balance of 50% is due upon final payment from customer to the lender. So literally, guys, as soon as we get them qualified and they're received, they're accepted by a bank or one of our financial institutions, 50% of commission will be paid out. And then as soon as the installation is done, the other 50% will get put into your bank account. So now let's talk solar options. So here at Nikki Lou Solar Rescue, we know everyone has different goals. With our incredible solar conversion options, you can help Americans be on their way to using clean, renewable energy in a way that best suits them. The table below highlights the key differences between these options and will help you to find which is best for your clients. Okay. So let's go to the next page. All right, so a solar lease, guys. Solar leasing is our most budget-friendly option with predictable monthly rates. You can lock in monthly solar lease payments for years to come. This option allows your clients to continue to save on their energy costs and also have peace of mind knowing that their payments will be every month, right? Now, the only reason why companies really push the solar lease is because the companies want to take advantage of that 30% investment tax credit, and they also want to take advantage of the transmission distribution utilities, PVIs, which are the performance-based incentives. Now, we push the financing pretty much 95% of the time. The reason we do that is obviously you get paid a lot more money when people finance and purchase the system. But the end result is the consumer benefits 100% more because now they take advantage of the 30% investment tax credit. They take advantage of the performance-based incentives. And if you live in a state where there's state taxes, they take advantage of the state incentives, like South Carolina. So you get 30% from the government as an investment tax credit. You get a 25% credit from the state, and then you even get performance-based incentives from the utility. So when you talk about financing, obviously financing is the best way to go, or purchase, right? Because some people do purchase it straight out. But we can do solar leases if somebody just doesn't have the funding to do it. Now, solar purchase, guys. So with amazingly simple payment options, your clients can own their own solar system and take advantage of the best way to go solar and become energy independent. Solar purchase is ideal if your clients want to own their solar system take advantage of clean renewable energy, qualify for federal tax incentives. We'll explain how the solar tax credit works with your clients. If they want to reduce their carbon footprint, save money on energy. Now, guys, remember, the best option for your clients or your family members in the future is a solar purchase. The reason why that's most beneficial is there's more return on investment. The more the return on your investment, the better. And the reason why I say that is a solar purchase is the only thing that you can do. You can't even do this with stocks and bonds. You literally will be able to get an investment that's going to pay you for the next, 25 years. It's going to help you reduce your operational costs, and it's basically tax-free, right? The reason why we say that is because they're giving you 30% to put towards your tax liability. So as an example, some of our members get a $100,000 system, right? $30,000 is offset on their taxes. Now, for a business owner or a residential homeowner, that's a lot of tax money that's being redirected into their bank account. Okay. So let me open this up a little more. There we go. Okay, so now with a solar PPA, okay, with a solar PPA, that's basically a power purchase agreement, and it's another great way to go solar while still saving money on your energy costs. Solar PPA allows your clients to pay less for their solar electricity monthly, just like their current utility bill. You can secure their rates for years to come and also have predictable solar electricity costs for years to come. So now, let's talk commercial solar options. And let me maximize this so that y'all can see it. Let me see what Mr. Jonathan Johnson has as far as the question. Jonathan, can you hear us? Mr. Jonathan Johnson. Okay, no questions from Jonathan? All right, check it out. All right, guys, so let's talk commercial solar options. Nikki Lou's Solar Rescue offers solar solutions for a variety of industrial and commercial buildings. C&I power users often benefit as they are not only charged for the amount of energy they use each month, but in most cases are also charged a demand fee for their largest demand of power at one single time. So guys, what demand is, for those of you that have any energy knowledge, on the residential side, pretty much everybody's power profile is the same. But when it comes to commercial accounts, not only do they have to pay energy charges and transmission and distribution charges, but they have what's called demand. So the demand function at any given 15-minute increment, the most power that they're using, that's called the demand. And they're charged the demand function every 30 days. So literally, having a solar system helps them offset not just their cost, but also their demand. So if you think about it on the commercial side, it's even more of a win-win for them. So by taking advantage of their already open roof space or covered parkways, they may be able to reduce operating expenditures, lock in energy costs for years to come, and help to decrease their company's carbon footprint. They may also qualify for special depreciation benefits and a 30% investment tax credit. Now, financing options we can offer are zero money down, low interest rates, leasing, purchasing options, including multiple loan options. Now, the project types, guys, there's so many different project types when it comes to commercial buildings. We offer solar projects that include the following: rooftop solar systems, solar covered parking structures, ground mounted solar systems, solar tracking systems, and solar covered walkways and patios. Also, we can do solar shade structures for any commercial entity. All right, perfect. So now, I want you to really understand what a solar investment tax credit is, because once you understand the benefit for a lot of these business owners and residential homeowners, you'll see what the benefit really is. So, what is a solar investment tax credit? The investment tax credit, the ITC, is a 30% federal tax credit for solar systems purchased and installed on residential and commercial properties. For residential installations, the ITC would be applied to the homeowner's income taxes. The credit is available once the solar system is turned on and fully functional on the homeowner's house. Now, take note that there's a difference between a rebate and a credit, right? How does the solar ITC work? As a tax credit, the homeowner will take the amount directly off the amount of tax money owed, rather than a deduction from their taxable income. Simply speaking, a tax credit is a dollar for dollar reduction in the income taxes that the person or company would otherwise have to pay the government. The amount of the ITC is dependent on the total cost of the purchased solar for that individual's property. Now, both residential and commercial ITC is equal to 30% of the net cost of the solar installation. The individual can claim credit for the primary residence, a vacation home, and for either an existing structure or new construction. So let me give you an example. Here's an example of how the tax credit works. Joe just had a $40,000 solar system installed on his house. After filing his taxes the same year, Joe finds out that he has a total tax liability of $13,000. Note that your liability is not necessarily what you owe at the end of the year. Your liability is the total amount you have paid over the course of the year plus the amount still due at the end of the year. So, question, from the total liability of $13,000 owed after taking advantage of the 30% tax credit, how much would Joe still owe the IRS? In this example, guys, the gross cost of the system was $40,000. So what you do is you take $40,000, you multiply it by 30%, right? So Joe, his investment tax credit total comes out to $12,000. Now, so his net cost is $28,000, right? So now Joe then files his taxes and uses his ITC towards the total amount of money owed. Uh, Towards the total amount of money owed. Amount of taxes owed is $13,000. Remember, the ITC total of 30% is $12,000. So $13,000 minus $12,000. Joe now owes the IRS total of $1,000. He essentially took the same money he was going to give the government and redirected it into a solar energy system that will produce clean energy for years to come. Obviously, guys, that's pretty smart, right? He was going to pay 13 grand regardless that year. And because he invested in a solar system, he wound up just paying $1,000 because his investment tax credit was 12 grand. Now, that is amazing for a residential or a commercial business owner because literally it's just all they're doing, guys, is redirecting money that they owe the government regardless. So the filing requirements for solar credits, to claim the credit, the homeowner must file an IRS form 5695. And on this document, guys, when you click on this right here, it's a hyperlink. You'll be able to go to that. You'll be able to go to that document, download it, or send it to your homeowner if he needs it. Now, as part of their tax return, the credit needs to be calculated on the form and then entered on the 1040. If the total amount of the ITC outweighs the total of the income taxes due, there will not be any return to the homeowner by the IRS. Rather, the excess amount will be carried forward to the next year. To find out if you qualify for the ITC, get a free quote or call us, and obviously on this document, when you send it out, you'll be able to put your contact information, right? So again, guys, literally imagine if one of your family members was going to invest in a solar system, and you can explain to them what the investment tax credit is. I had a business owner where a company came in and they were trying to get their installation, and they never explained what the investment tax credit did for them. So they were trying to go with the most minimal system. They were just trying to offset 20%. Once we explained it to them, they went with a system that offset 80% of their electrical load, and then obviously they got a bigger investment tax credit. But it's just in educating our consumers, guys. That's all we really did was we educated them why it was better to have a system that offset more of their operational costs and then obviously they would benefit from redirecting tax money they were going to pay anyway. So, okay, so now that everybody understands what the investment tax credit is, guys, let's talk the perfect power system. The perfect power system can optimize your solar system and reduce EMF radiation while simultaneously increasing the longevity and effectiveness of the electrical equipment in your home. This power conditioning system helps to protect your appliances and electronics from power surges and other unwanted electric disturbances. With the Aris Perfect Power System installed, your home can now utilize more of the electricity produced with solar. This device will filter the electricity coming into your home, resulting in a safer and healthier home environment. And guys, let's say somebody calls our company, right, and does a referral, like if it's just somebody calling our company. We even have what's called the Nikki Solar Angel Referral Program. How it works is every time someone refers a lead to Nikki Solar Rescue that has a solar system installed, they will receive $555 cash. It's that simple. Your referral gets the benefit of solar. You get $555 for your referral, and our planet and nonprofit community benefits. Everyone wins. Reward checks are mailed directly to you, making it even easier to save. Now, obviously, we want everybody referring to our consultants, but just in case somebody, just so you know, because some companies, they'll give you like 50 bucks, 100 bucks. And we believe, again, this is how we're going to be able to get more installs in the future because more people will be talking about us. So, guys, that's basically day one training. We just want to give you a foundation on what solar is, what the investment tax credit is, obviously how you get paid, because if you don't know how you get paid, a lot of companies don't even talk about compensation until you actually, get to the last day. We want you to understand you can make a ton of money up front. So that being said, let me open up the call or the webinar to some questions. Hit that Q&A button, that ask a question button, and I'll give voice control to anybody. And guys, this document, you're going to have this in your email inbox today. I'm just going to, now that we've got this cleared, I'm going to put it into a PDF format, and it'll go directly into your email inbox today.
Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we don't have a Q&A button to hit, so I don't know if anyone else can speak up. But about I have a question about the 40,000 and then the 30% tax credit and the 28,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the customer actually financing 40,000 or are they financing 28,000?
So your question is on a $40,000 system, right?
Correct.
Your question is what are they paying for? What are they getting financed?
Yes.
They're getting the amount. So whatever the total amount is, they're going to finance that amount, but they get the credit on their tax return. So as an example, when they fill out that IRS form, they'll have that on their tax return. There'll be a deduction.
Okay.
Okay, because again, you can't have if you did it twice, right? Like if you got the discount up front and then the tax offset, that would be considered you'd be using that you'd be getting 24,000, not 12,000.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. So what about people who won't have a $12,000 payment to the IRS?
Then it rolls over to the following year or however much they need. So again, many people, if somebody, as an example, makes 40, 50,000 a year, 30,000 a year, right? They're going to have a tax liability, especially if they're married and there's two incomes. A lot of those people that we see, they have higher tax liabilities. Does that make sense? So these investment tax credits. Did you see how so many people went to put $1,000 down on the new Teslas? Did you see that? Did you see how crazy people went?
No.
You know why they did that?
No.
Because they have a high tax liability. They literally sold out those Teslas within hours. Why? Because people wanted to take advantage of that investment tax credit. That's one of the main reasons. Like literally, is the car the most beautiful car in the world? No. But when you can turn a $40,000 car into a $15,000 car, everybody wants to take advantage of the tax credit.
Okay. That's it.
Does that make more sense now?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Great question. Any other questions, guys? Questions or comments? Questions or comments? We also have a chat box on the bottom left.
I don't see a chat box.
Who is that right now? Who is speaking?
That's the end. Now I see ask a question in the chat box on my screen. I don't know if anybody else sees it.
You see the chat box? Was that you? I'm sorry. I was speaking with Deanne or Becky.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Deanne, the reason why these solar systems are this year we've doubled our installations over last year, and the only reason being is there's a lot of Americans that have a large tax liability. And even if it's not a large tax, now let me just tell you this: do people that make $20,000 have large tax liabilities? No, they do not. But a lot of those people don't qualify for a 40, 50, $60,000 installation based on income. The average middle class American has anywhere from a 35,000 to 70,000 income, and then when you factor in if they're married and they make 20, 30,000, the tax liabilities go up. That's why a lot of Americans are taking advantage of the ITCs, but they're also taking advantage of their state rebates.
Does Texas have state rebates?
One more time, man. I'm sorry.
Does Texas have state rebates?
Texas, no, we don't pay. So state rebates are anywhere you state taxes. We don't pay state taxes in Texas. You live in Texas?
I do.
Oh, awesome. So as an example, we don't pay state taxes here, but like if you have any connections in, like as an example, South Carolina. South Carolina has a state tax. So hot because you have the federal investment tax credit, you have the state rebate, and then you even have the utility rebate. So you're talking about three different rebates, and that's why a lot of people in South Carolina are taking advantage of solar systems also right now. So any questions, guys? And don't forget, you'll get this document and a training video on day one today in your email inbox. I see Bronson. All right, Bronson. What's your question, girl? Waiting on you, Bronson.
When is day 2 training?
Tomorrow.
¿Qué hora?
Same time, man. 10 a.m.
Cool.
And then, Deanne, we'll also record it. That way, you'll get this document and a video for day one. You'll get day two training document and video for day two. The reason why we want to do that is there's a lot of companies that don't train their consultants. So they basically say, hey, good luck. Go try and get some installations.
Right.
We don't want to do that to y'all. We want
Thank
you to
you
have a
very
bunch
much.
of weapons. Oh, of course, man. We want you to win in 2016 and beyond. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Let me put on discussion. That way Bronson can ask her question. Bronson, you there, girl? Ms. Bronson, I saw you had a question. All right, guys. So look, if we don't have any other questions, I will go ahead and allow you to enjoy the rest of your Thursday morning. Make sure you drink another cup of coffee.
I did, but can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What if the panels get damaged by a hailstorm or anything like that? Are they under warranty of any kind?
Great question. So the way it works, hit mute on your phone, Becky, real quick. Or Deanne, or somebody's got that background. Just hit mute on your phone.
Okay, that was it.
Oh, no worries. I'll now answer your question. It's just you hear all that background. Okay, here we go. So Becky had a great question. What about if the panels get damaged in a hailstorm? So normally, Becky, what the consumer will do is whenever you install a solar system, you're going to have to update your insurance. So your homeowner's insurance will be updated, and it's a couple of dollars, right, to put in a solar system. So as an example, if something gets damaged, your homeowner's insurance will cover the damage, and then you can get the panels replaced. But normally, all the panels, let's say as far as efficiency, if something happens because of efficiency, the panels are covered to 25 years. But if it's because of a hailstorm, then the homeowner's insurance will cover that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's a great question because a lot of homeowners don't even know that. But now you can educate the homeowner on that, so that's good.
Hey,
All
I
right.
had a question.
Yes. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Justin.
What's up, Justin? What's your question?
Yeah, we've talked to a couple people, and I was wondering myself, people are talking about, so the grid, I think you mentioned it earlier, the grid is so weak that,
Yeah.
a small solar storm or, like, God forbid, a EMP hit, would the panels keep the power going in a person's home?
So you're talking about an EMP, right? So electrical, you're talking about like an E-bomb, right?
Yes.
The only thing that would, so again, when it comes to like E-bombs and stuff like that, you're talking about terroristic type stuff. If that happened, solar panels really don't have too many digital parts, right? So it's more mechanical. Now, anything that when it comes to E-bombs, Justin, anything that's digital, like a computer, stuff like that, those are the things that would go out. Now, if that scenario came up, the only thing I can think of is the microinverter has some digital information that would have to be replaced. Other than that, that would be the only thing. But we haven't seen that occur in the last you know 5 years of installs. So unless we have some kind of terroristic threat, then they just replace the microinverters and they producing power.
So if
Okay.
the grid went down, people with solar panels would still have power.
Yeah. So the way this works, guys, is the only reason that people are connected to the grid with a lot of these solar systems because their system doesn't offset 100% of their electrical load. So if somebody offsets 100% of their electrical load, they don't have to worry about being on the grid. The only reason they would be on the grid was because of net metering. Now, the reason why they would do that is so that they can get some kind of performance-based incentive back. In the future, you won't even have to be attached to the grid. You'll just be attached to a wall battery. So again, the majority of people offset 60 to 80% of their electrical load.
Solar panels.
Oh, there it is.
Does that make sense? So if they were offsetting 150%, then they wouldn't have to worry about being attached to the grid. The only thing they'd want to attach to the grid for is to sell energy back to the utility.
I think I should shut one down.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. This is
And
the
a lot of people are doing that because net metering is becoming more and more of a positive issue with solar installs. So great question.
So this is Deanne again. I have another quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
The Eris Perfect power system that you mentioned,
Yeah.
is that the standard, I don't know what you'd call it, converter that you guys use, or is that an add-on?
No, it's part of the system. That basically, so any kind of power coming into your home is dirty, right? And can have like surges. So because here you're converting AC to DC, what happens is the inverter cleans the power for your system. So it controls the surges. Now, if you didn't have something to control that, then you could have electrical, like as an example, computers, TVs, they could go out. That's why that is part of our solar install.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is not be able to Facebook, right? And if your computer goes out, because there's a lot of electrical surges due to your solar system, people will get kind of upset.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the Pokemon and Facebook. Any other questions, guys? Bronson, any questions? I know you have David and Giovanni there.
We're good.
All right, but
Can the panels serve as generators or store energy of some sort?
no, the panels, basically, I'll send you. Is this Justin?
That's Giovanni.
Oh, that's Giovanni. Giovanni, what I'll do is I'll send you a. I'm gonna send you kind of like a workflow of how it works.
Definitely.
It's a simple picture. That way you can see it, and then you can share that with your friends.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I want you to see how it goes from panels to inverter to power system to the home. And then obviously, if you're producing more power, when we talk about net metering, we'll talk about net metering more tomorrow. That's why I don't want to get too much into it because that's part of day 2 training. But literally, I'll send you the workflow on a simple diagram, and you'll be able to see that and understand it a little better.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we will go ahead and take one more question, and then I'll let y'all go so that you can enjoy your Thursday morning. And then we'll do day 2 training tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we'll get into more of the specifics of how these solar systems work, because ultimately I want you to have an amazing foundation when it comes to understanding what solar is, how you benefit from it, and then obviously how your consumer is going to benefit from you sharing the information. One more question or comment. Here we go. Justin, Becky, Deanne, anybody want to ask a question? Go ahead. Oh, also Jonathan. Jonathan Johnson, the webinar is open. It's on discussion mode. Check your speakers, my man. I just saw that you put on unable to speak. Question or comment before we end the webinar? Question or comment? Let me ask you a quick question. Who's excited about the tuition reimbursement program? Who's excited about the luxury car bonus?
Yo, I am. Our institute is expensive.
Well, I'm pretty sure David and Giovanni are excited because I know the college is expensive.
Very.
And guys, the reason why we put that into our program is because we want to get, again, we want to give back to our communities, but we want to give back to our family members, right? The people that help us build a company. We want to make sure that your family's taken care of as far as education, your family's taken care of as far as a new car, because look, I know everybody can use a new car. Even if you have 2 nice cars already, and maybe you have a kid growing up, right? You can always give him a car or buy him a new car. That'd be a great feeling.
Yes, sir.
So that being said, guys, we'll go ahead and shut down this webinar for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me just give everybody my direct line. In case you have any questions, you can call me during the day. My number is area code 214-770-9699. That's 214-770-9699. And if you look in the chat box, I just put my my direct cell phone number. So don't forget, tomorrow at 10 a.m. we have day 2 training, and we will get out not just day 1, but day 2 training in your inbox. So other than that, guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for joining us on this journey, because obviously, as you know, solar is a conversation that's occurring not just in Texas, but nationwide and globally. And now you have the ability to put yourself in front of that, take advantage, and make money not just in 2016, but beyond. Because literally, solar will be everywhere. And you're just seeing it before everybody else sees it. That being said, God bless, and we will see you all again here tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.